clean money, I count stacks. These dirty hands. Do 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, take them. Make it in America, real day one. Ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. What's the best option? And shawty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that.
To M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. You haven't missed a thing as we're just about set for the opening kickoff. It's the first weekend.
Team.
Pocket through big day sumo. Pulling card like Uno. You and her no chat, you go. Pocket through big day sumo. Pocket through big day sumo. Pulling card like Uno. Like judo. You back to kudo. You and her no chat, you go. Pocket through big day sumo. Pocket through big day sumo. Pocket through big day sumo. That you know. Zuko, swimming through the money like a flounder. Hold up. Sour. Never gave up about a dollar.
Coach, you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the Denver Broncos behind their new signal caller, Case Keenum, as they get set to take on the rookie, Lamar Jackson, and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So I'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to the sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Denver Broncos. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. Campaign.
Yeah, go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, opening drive of the game, and the Denver Broncos with the football, and they are ready to rock. Booker, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
We talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
This one up to the 26. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I
dribbling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On third down, Booker. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. Commanding the offense will be Lamar Jackson, the electric.
Last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering.
Coming up here, this defense looking for a third down stop in the second quarter.
Here we go now. 3:19.
And this is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the
ball team.
second quarter, this defense looking for a big third down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. Booker on the counter. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
So on fourth down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score possession, and it's a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back on the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay,
coming up here, this defense looking for a third down stop in the second quarter.
Now let's go. 39.
Third and goal, Jackson. This is Buck Allen, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Ravens are in for 6.
and while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do. So late second quarter, this offense with the football trailing by 3. Can they get into range and tie it, or maybe get in the end zone and take the lead into intermission? The drive starts. The line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Thrown past the 30-yard line there. 7.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like
they're going to take a timeout. Ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Out onto the field. Here's Marquette King now as he'll punt it away. Hey, boy, it's another boomer. This is brought in at the 21. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top as we send you down. Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of a new year. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Kenyon Drake. From there, we head up to Kansas City. In that one, as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Jimmy Garoppolo. to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. In that one, 2 touchdown passes there. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
So a big third down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the third quarter. Throwing on third down, Keenan. And that is incomplete. Now Brandon from 53. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And it's hard to hold a kick from this distance against him, but that is now 3 misses for him in the game so far.
3! And you wonder where his head's at right now. Kickers are a funny breed, but I have a feeling he'd love to see a 29-yarder next time to get him back in the groove.
Lamar Jackson, his game so far, just the 1 touchdown pass. It's a third down situation in the fourth quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. Keenan going to try and throw on third down. Oh, man, Demarius. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Demarius Thomas, his first a bit closer.
As a fan, is there anything prettier?
Beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch.
This defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need.
All right, here we go.
Intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. The football back. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself.
Here on the deep ball, and nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. It's Keenum. Steps away to his left. Tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now Keenum. Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to... If you're going to take a shot.
And the Ravens taking the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot,
Still first
you
down.
are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Let's go.
Now it gives. The count. Line of scrimmage.
Will stop. Side of the ball. There's an opportunity because get to the ball. That means they might not be.
Said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. So here we go, Charles. Third down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. And that is incomplete. So, my goodness, we just talked about it a second ago. They decide not to keep it on the ground, and now the incomplete pass really changes things.
Certainly does, because you want the clock running. And now with it stopped, might breathe some new life into this game.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Now Case Keenum. Imagine you want to win every game big, but if you're quarterback in the NFL, this is the... Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They have the lead.
Here we go now.
Here's a first down. A gain of 3, second down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe